Hi everyone, welcome back to What the FinTech, your FinTech Feel Good show. What the FinTech is a news and information platform covering the latest FinTech development in Hong Kong, Singapore, China, and Asia. Every week, I interview an entrepreneur or a lead from a company based in the region to discuss about the product, entrepreneurships, how they develop their solutions, and the customer journey as well. And today, I have Joy from Giift. How are you today?
Very good. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Since the time we speak to do a podcast together, it's
Yes.
finally good to see you here.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. I think we connected for doing this over a few months now, and
Yes,
finally we made it happen. That's good.
exactly.
Yeah.
The first question I always ask to anyone coming here is, can you introduce yourself, please? Who are you? Where are you from? What have you done in your life? And how, like you came to that job here and why are we doing that podcast
Yeah.
today?
Yeah. Of course. So my name is Joy Ghosh, right? So I'm actually from the entertainment industry. So I grew up in India and followed that in Singapore with my higher studies. I was pre-opening team of Universal Studios Singapore, actually. So which brought me to enjoy the entertainment industry, the travel industry, and all that. Then I moved to Hong Kong, and I had a gig with Hong Kong Tourism Board. I had a gig with Klook, the billion-dollar startup company. Then with Head Out. And then during COVID is when I decided to switch from entertainment travel over to tech,
Mhm.
fintech, or loyalty, like building software as a service for companies, right? So that's when I made the shift. Now I'm in this industry for 3 years, but of course I bring forward the experience from managing startups and also established companies for a bit, right? So did my masters from University of Wales, then started off in Singapore. Now 18 years in the industry.
Okay, so you travel from India to many places.
Yes, quite a bit. So after college in Singapore, then the college also brought me to UK because one of the semesters was there. Then I worked in Orlando, worked in Sydney for a bit for two other gigs. Then now Hong Kong. So I must tell you, I love it here.
And did you develop any talents during that times overseas, or did you develop any skills in language, or I don't know?
Yes, actually, yeah, funny that you ask. But none of the places that I visited, because they all spoke English, right? But I actually picked up Korean.
Okay.
So I am intermediary level in Korean. I can read, write, speak. But that happened because of business interests. And Korea was a very big market of mine when I was in the travel industry. So, Koreans, they like to work closely with you if you speak the language even better, right?
Okay.
So that's how it happened. And even now, I have a teacher, so I go every week in Hong Kong to study Korean.
Pretty fun, pretty fun. So, do you watch? It's the last question before we start this interview.
That's
But do
fine.
you watch
K
Korean
drama?
drama in
Yes,
Korean?
yes, of course, in Korean with subtitles, of course. But I love Korean dramas. The last one I watched it's actually one of the most watched one in Netflix right now. It's called Bloodhound. Check it out.
Okay, okay. Oh, the one with the boxing, no?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
so you know about it.
I,
Okay.
I saw the trailer,
The
but
trailer. Yeah.
I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Okay, good to know a bit more about you before we start this interview and make yourself a bit more, open to everyone on this.
Yeah.
So you are working for Gift. You are the SVP here in Hong Kong for this company. Could you explain us what you are doing for that company and what that company is doing as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So I just joined Gift recently, right? So it's the company is a leading provider of innovative loyalty solutions, committed to setting new industry benchmarks. So the company offers loyalty program management aimed at acquiring new customers,
Mhm.
retaining them, and also building lasting relationships and maintaining brand loyalty. Right. So that's the core business of Gift. I joined them to grow their business in APAC regions all the way to Australia, look after their partnerships for the regions as well. And I bring forward with me a few of my clients that I've interacted in the past, and I look at opening new industries for them other than the core industry, which they're very, very much focused on right now, which is banking sector. Right. So we are looking to expand in the region and across different industries as well. So I have a team for Gift, which is based out of all the markets in Southeast Asia, from India all the way to Philippines, Indonesia, Singapore, etc. Right, so we are looking to expand now in this part of the world.
I watched the website and I spoke with you in an event last week.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw like you have like multiple products, right? You
Mm.
have like product for corporate, for employees, for corporate to reach out to corporate, for corporate to reach out to their employees, but also kind of marketplace. Can you give us a quick overview of what you are doing exactly, and we can deep dive into all those platforms after?
Yeah. So the company website is gift.com. So it offers mainly, let me tell you a little bit more about how the company came into being, right? So it's 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 around since 2013. Now it's present in 55 countries
Mhm.
with over 65 million users and running 50,000 programs and 3,000 merchants, right? And more than a million redemption points that the company has. So what it does is leverages the high-end technology and extensive global experience that it has gathered from maintaining all these marketplaces and loyalty solutions across industries, and they're bringing it down to all the industries, to all the markets in this part of the world now. So the offerings, right, that allows banks and other organizations to mainly customize their products in a way that it resonates to the customers, facilitating an unprecedented loyalty exchange, right?
Mhm.
The platform enables digital experiences, influences customers' behavior during transactions. So if you think about it, loyalty as a service, right, has long been neglected, and it's been around for a very long time, but it was never the focus of the marketing folks, right? But why not use loyalty as a marketing engine, as a marketing hook to get more customers, right? So it was around this idea that the company expanded, right? So now they serve three different segments, right? One is the corporate segment. Under the corporate segment, they have loyalty business management system.
Mhm.
That is the end-to-end loyalty solution. That's everything encompassed in that. Then under this corporate segment, they also have Gift Engage. That's like a marketing solution that helps companies retarget and retain customers through different engaging marketing programs and solutions, right? And they have something called Gift Marketplace,
Mhm.
which is where the actual exchange happens. That's the marketplace where they have more than a million touch points, many people who are serving the inventory from many different merchants, right, on this marketplace. That's where the loyalty exchange happens. So when you earn the points, you go and burn it on this marketplace. Marketplace itself has many different features. It can be plugged into industry agnostic companies, etc. That's the merchant solutions. Sorry, that's the corporate client solutions. Then we have employee solutions, right? So employee engagement is also a big factor. So we always say that we are employee engagement and customer service, customer engagement. So we look after both sides
Mhm.
for a company, clients and employees, right? For the employees, we have something called Impulse, which is like a gifting solution, corporate gifting solution to enable employees to do better in their work and to give them a better recognition. Then we have employee Plum solution. Plum is very simple. It's like sales reward solutions, right? And then we have um, Compass. So it's called Gift Compass solution. So which encompasses the well-being of the employee in the company, recognizes how long they've been in the company, etc. All of this happens from a single back-end marketplace, and there are gift cards and rewards that can be given to the employee for engaging their spends with on the marketplaces, etc. Right. Then the third part is what Gift does for merchants, merchant engagement solutions. Two solutions. One is called Gift Box. It's a brilliant solution. What it does is it enables merchants to, in real time, create discounts and offers and spread it out to the customers around them. Right. So, for example, you are a pizza restaurant, right, and you want to do 20% offers. You can just sign up to Giftbox, create that offer, and select one of the marketing campaigns and send it out. It can go out as a SMS message or an Instagram message, Facebook, however you want. The other one is Gift Pay. Gift Pay is for any merchant. Like if you have a cake shop downstairs,
Mhm.
you connect Gift Pay, right? Every time a customer pays from any payment gateway, he can automatically get enrolled to a loyalty solution, right? So every time he pays, he gets a loyalty point. So that's Gift Pay. That's the other solution. So three different solutions, right? One for corporate clients, and then for employees, and for merchant services.
It's end-to-end ecosystems well developed, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
um, use like okay. I have a lot of questions because you give me a lot of information here. When you
Yes.
start to discuss with, for example, companies, which solutions do you bring to them mostly? Is it the one for the corporate? Is it the one for the employee, or like the anchor to start a discussion and start to go to the negotiation with them, or work on a partnership agreement? Do you go for this angle of corporate? Do you go for this angle of merchants, or do you go for this angle of employees?
Actually, we would generally start with the angle of the corporates because that's what they want to listen to first, because that's revenue generating for them, right? Because it also it helps engage new customers, bring in new customers, retain them, and gives analytics back to the clients, back to the corporates about what their customers are engaging on the marketplace side. I'll come to the details of that, but historically, right? So since 2013, now the company is big enough, and I told you that, like, 55 countries. But another important point to understand is they already have around 22 billion in GMV that they touch through all these marketplaces that they run, right? So when we try to understand that data, it makes sense for us to go talk about the corporate solutions part first. Because if you look at the loyalty journey, right, that's where it would start from. And then again, totally different angle when you talk about employee retention. Happy employee means good service, happy corporates, right? But generally, when we talk about the first angle.
Okay, perfect. I also see, like, if you do a matrix,
Mm.
you have like the first level of touch points with different companies, so you can deliver a lot of touch points with many companies. But if you want to have a strong retention or create a strong partnerships, you have like the solution we can go deep and deep
Deeper
and
and
deep.
deeper.
Do
Yes.
you feel this as well with Gift when you explore the product and you speak with the
Yep.
company?
Yep. Definitely. Definitely. Because this is the difference between Gift and what other legacy loyalty solutions would have done in the past, right? They don't answer market needs and market problems like like a complex value chain requirement. We provide that because of our marketplace, right? Then advanced capabilities like setting up different rules and staging the customer depending upon what he uses, right? Like if you are buying pizza and I'm buying coffee, I can't be sending you a coffee offer
Mhm.
because it's not personalized to you, right? These kind of things. So therefore, that's where Gift differs, and we see that when we start offering the products and explaining the products to the clients. A bank client, for example, they would always they're an issuer, right? They're a card issuer, and they accrue points, right? So it's in their best interest to retain the customer, right? So I think at a later stage, when we go deeper into the product, I can explain to you how we look at from the stage of issuing a point to the customer journey stage till the user analytics and retention stage, how we look at it from end to end. Now, each of these is what a company does in itself, right? So a company can come and tell you that, okay, we are only doing customer retention, we're only doing analytics, right? We're only doing the accrual engine. This is and these are all modular features that can be developed and delivered in itself by Gift. But what we specialize is end to end. So now what you asked me is, can you do each of these one by one, and do you go deeper into each solution once you start talking to a customer? Yes, exactly what we do.
So you mentioned that we can elaborate a bit more on the product. Can
Yeah.
I open the door here and ask you
Yes.
to elaborate a bit more?
Yes, yes. So let's talk about LBMS, right? Gift LBMS, Gift Loyalty Business Management Solution, right? So there is the loyalty technology. Then there is think about your journey, right? So when you're using a DBS credit card, so your loyalty technology, right? Then you make a transaction and you make a payment. Then you accrue points. Once you have accrued points, there is a check there, which is your risk analysis, right? Which is your fraud and risk analysis. That's another layer. Then after that is the front office, which the customer sees, right? The customer is not seeing that, okay, I'm making a payment, what's happening in the back end. So once you open up to the front office, then comes the UX and UI. Every company wants it differently, right? So the UX and the UI, then comes your redemption partners or your merchants, right? We have over 1 million across the globe partners serving more than 60 million, I think, products across the globe. Those are all my redemption merchants and all the different products that I touch. Then I'll go deeper about the products because that's the marketplace solution in itself, right? So then you use your points to redeem a product. Then you need to authorize and settle. So that's where it goes back to the system to do the calculation of the point earn and burn, right? Whatever you do. And that's not where it ends. That's actually where it starts the retention process. So you have redeemed a vacuum cleaner using your points, right? Or you have redeemed a travel using your points. After that is user engagement. So you have redeemed once, means okay, fine, I've used my points, but what after that, right? How do I engage you as a user in future? So that's another solution that is called Gift Engage, right? So that's the marketing solution of Gift. It goes deeper into marketing and figuring out what is this customer spending on, then making different types of offers, gamifying the offers, using gift points, sorry, using points, right? Using points as a tool for retention, as a marketing tool. So that increases a lot of awareness and brand loyalty, right? Then after all of this, there's a 9 points that I told you. The last point is analytics, right? So which segment of customer is doing what? So all of these is the core system of Gift. Then from these individually, you can go much deeper and branch out into different kinds of products. So this is how we would explain to a client. And well, banks are the top clients, but then we also look for clients with big client bases, big customer bases,
Mhm.
because it makes sense. If you have a big customer base, means there's a need to retain them and need to issue points. If you're a point issuer, you're my customer.
Perfect, perfect. You spoke also about the marketplace. Can you elaborate a bit more on this one? How like it seems from the website and what I understood, a kind of the central point of the platforms, but maybe I'm mistaken here. Uh, yeah. So basically, my question is like, um, is the marketplace the most innovative platforms for you, or is it like the way that you interact with and the corporate and the users?
Yeah, so the marketplace is where the most of the magic happens, right? So after you have set up your rules and all of that and then after you've done your marketing campaigns, you drive the customer to spend on a white labeled marketplace, right? If you're DBS, then of course the marketplace will be completely white labeled to you. So the customer knows that he's interacting with DBS and he's not led out of the journey to a third party platform and he's not a new guest somewhere else, right? So that's the first part. And so marketplaces are specialized. So not every company has a marketplace that encompasses many different verticals, right? But in Gift, how we do is we would talk because every bank or every telco, their needs may be different. A telco in Philippines might tell me that okay, most of my customers are high-end customers and they are traveling overseas and their top places to travel is Singapore and Hong Kong,
Mhm.
right? And but my second layer of customers, they're buying household things. So what I want to give them is vouchers for Tesco, for example, right? The bank in Middle East can tell me a totally different story, right? Most of them are high-end customers. They're looking for kids' education or something like that. So therefore, my marketplace needs to be enriched with data that caters to all these kind of things, right? All these kinds of verticals. So we have a central merchandising team that sits out of Dubai, right? And they take care of all of these requests from clients and brings the data, brings the inventory online. Currently, I can tell you that our inventory is in different verticals. Like it can be a gift card. Think of a Starbucks gift card or an Apple gift card, right?
Mhm.
You can redeem them. Travel, of course, under travel, there's flights, hotels, things to do, car rentals, and everything else, right? Then points exchange. This is the most interesting part to me because not many people have solved for this. Your Cathay Pacific points can be exchanged for on the exchange platform can be exchanged for a Philippine Airlines or something, right? It can be brought in centrally and with the logic, right? These many points equals these many other points, etc. So
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
a point exchange there. Then there's shopping, so all categories of shopping, electronics, cosmetics, etc. Goes down to vegetables as well.
Actually, my mic are from one of those platforms.
Really? Right. So I think we should be able to source this as well. Right? Yes, yes. Good. So yeah, okay. Then we have subscriptions, right? What if you want to use your points to buy a subscription to Netflix or a telco, right? We have those. Then we have offers and like cashback offers, gift cards, etc. Games. um, go green, like you can use your points to buy carbon offsets, etc. Then experiences, of course, e-tickets, etc. So, and then straight away use the points to get a cashback. So these are all the different verticals that is living on the marketplace. So you can imagine how it differs from any other traditional marketplaces where you still have to go to the back end, look at an Excel sheet, calculate the points, manually ship a product, packaging, and all that. None of that is here. So it's a single source API, very reliable API because it's currently plugged into more than 3,000 clients, right? So, and it's live. So that's how the marketplace is, and it differs.
So this is really the difference between what you are doing and the traditional marketplace or traditional loyalty program structure compared to Gift, right?
Yes, and the main difference lies in the vast amount of journey that we cover.
Mhm.
A traditional loyalty program would not do your analytics and re-engaging, and would not offer so many redemptions. Even if it does, that will be outsourced. But this is here; it's all in-house, right? So that's why we say end to end, and that's why we say that we are using loyalty points as a marketing tool to to get you new customers and retention. Loyalty should be used rightfully from day one. It's not something that a company should think after they have launched a new product, right? Or launched a new card, right? So banks launching a new card, from day one, they should think of loyalty.
We spoke about data, right?
Mhm.
And you speak about insight, how you collect the data, how you can leverage on it, and for a lot of people working on the industry, they may be aware of what the data can bring for banks, for loyalty program, but for people they just discover this podcast and the company Gift. Can you explain how the data is very important for you and how you leverage on it for creating a better solutions for the customers, but also more personalized insight?
Yeah, so data is king, right? So even in my previous life, my previous companies where I've worked in, I've always advocated for better data analytics, and we made to make sense of the data. So here, um, think think from the point of view that if you're a um, gold card or a silver card member of a bank program, right? The kind of things that you're doing with your cards is very different, right? But how many banks can actually produce an offer that is personalized and catered to that segment of customer, and drill down to that details? That's the first thing that we do with the data that we analyze. We will do the marketing campaigns very specialized and targeted to that kind of audience
Mhm.
that we have, right? The other thing is data. This data also tells us that what's working, what's not working, right? Now, you cannot make an elephant eat meat, right? An example, right? So therefore, there's no point pushing a generic messaging out to everybody that's your customer base. So we use data driven metrics to have the right messaging and the right solution for the clients, right? Then third thing, for merchants, right? For merchant solutions, right? So they also need to know who is consuming their products. That gives them insights on what kind of products they need to build in future, or they need to further stock up, etc. Right? So we use the data in all these different ways. Most importantly, it helps in creating better campaigns for better retention, and we use it as a hook for brand loyalty, right? And for marketing. That's what we do.
I know you just joined the company a couple of weeks ago or months ago, but do you do you know if like the company have faced some difficulty because we speak about all the things you have developed, but have faced some difficulty to kind of innovate in that loyalty marketplace programs on those platforms, that industry? Did they face any difficulties, for example? Do you know about this or?
Yeah. So one of the experiences or things that I can mention about difficulties, or like challenges and future direction, right? So how do you provide tangible financial benefits, right? Which is well designed by a loyalty program, right? To convince a client that they need to engage in loyalty programs and invest in it, we need to show very tangible financial data,
Mhm.
because everything boils down to your bottom line after all, right? Your retention, your marketing campaigns and programs, it all boils down to that, right? So So this actually brings back to the question of data, right? So continuing on from the previous question, right? So that was the key challenge that I think when I have been talking to customers and clients in the last 1 month or so, how am I trying to convince them, right? So the four key points I touch upon is so you need to reduce your customer churn, right? So by strengthening your engagement and satisfaction over time. So then your CAC, acquisition cost, using the right kind of loyalty reduces your acquisition cost because loyal customers eventually tell other customers to join, right? And that's your word of mouth, right? And the third point is increase cross sell and upsell opportunities, right? If you're so these three things provide substantial data to convince the clients that, okay, right, like this is the way to go, like you need to invest in this because it will help you reduce all of these, right? So what we have done is quantifying all these benefits for data. We were able to showcase the significant ROI and value that strategic loyalty initiatives can bring to any of these clients and partners, right? So that's what I think we have done.
Okay, I have another question because we speak about the corporate right now, but from this data, or from what you have experienced on your different professional lives, did you see a change of behavior of the customers based on the engagement they can have and the loyalty solutions out there?
The consumer behavior has changed quite a bit. Like, think of the time when I was in Universal Studios in Singapore. That was in 2012, right? Your consumer behavior was very much offline. You would still buy your tickets at the counter. I mean, I'm giving a very basic example. Now, customer behavior is there's a very high demand of personalization, right? And we have tackled that very well, I think, because we have the tiered approach and a personalized approach on all the marketplaces and all the programs. And if you see the back end, the rule setting for different clients and the details of the rule setting is so dynamic and deep that really helps you understand the nuances of nowadays what the customer wants. Personalization is the first thing I will think about. Then the younger demographics and millennials will further push mobile first integrations, right? So it's not a web first anymore. Like, web pages also needs to be mobile first pretty much, right? And social consciousness is another very interesting thing which I've seen. So this is why in the marketplace we have an entire go green section, right? So consumers are becoming more and more conscious of social and environmental issues, right? Loyalty programs that will align with these actually will be able to retain this kind of customers. And think of all your Gen Zs, millennials, and all of them. They're all talking about these things, right? So we have integrated that part as well. um, Privacy concerns. Everybody is now thinking that, okay, how exposed is my data? So as consumers become more and more aware of data privacy issues, companies will need to focus their loyalty engagement experience also to address them. Now, these are a few of the things that I have seen change in the behavior and the demographics, right? Of how these kind of programs or engagement should take into account.
Perfect. It's a good point. I like the part on the green side. So I'm French and I watch like some TV shows in French or like some news, and they are so much into everything related to ecology right now. And I feel like there is a disconnection here in Asia compared to Europe. I don't
Mm.
know if you have like any point of view on this based on what you are doing with the gift.
Um, I see that Asia has a much bigger population, so the it's self awareness and there's governmental awareness, right? How much has the governmental awareness kicked in all these Asian nations? This is a question mark, right? Self awareness, of course, right? I think that in every country, the youth, they're connected to every other country through the internet, right? So self awareness plays a very, very big part. But governmental awareness also needs to be like there. So, companies like many of the Patagonia, my favorite example when I talk about these kind of initiatives, green initiatives, right? Even many of the banks, they when they come down to make these as one of their core values, it helps a lot. And we are trying to engage. We're trying to talk about that when we're talking about loyalty as a solution, and talking more about environmental things through the companies if we can reach the employees and the masses, right? So this is one of the initiatives I think that we're doing.
Do you see, except this one, new trends or shift in the ways that businesses approach the customer loyalty this year or in the coming months?
Um, I think that most of the businesses' approach to loyalty nowadays, they're shifting a little bit, because I see that a lot of companies are now incorporating the loyalty part in their marketing campaigns, right? Which, even like 5 years back, like I'm a loyalty member of a lot of different hotels and banks and organizations. I would not see a personalized message pop up that talks about loyalty. It would just directly talk about, oh, use this card, get a discount. But I would not be engaged in the journey. Nowadays, I see a lot of it using loyalty as a gamified process in retention and in the marketing messaging. So it actually tries to influence customer decisions at the point of purchase to that level, and that brings you brand loyalty, right? So this is the new trend that I'm seeing.
Another question as well is, do you have in mind any success case or success story, sorry, of Gift, how they interact with one of the company and help them to, create a unique customer engagement challenge or anything like this?
Yeah, so one of our clients in the Middle East, it's one of the renowned banks um, in Qatar, actually. So they sought a solution to engage customer engagement and loyalty. Despite having top notch banking products, the biggest bank there, they were unable to maintain a strong customer retention rate. And why were they unable to maintain customer retention? Because they are pretty much the pioneers, the biggest bank. Every customer would probably have a bank account with them, right? So then why aren't they able to retain customers? So we went in with the help of Gift, and so we launched for them a bank-wide customer loyalty program through which they saw 170% increase in transactions across all their products. So significantly increasing the customer engagement rate. How was this possible? Is because, you know, um, of course they had a loyalty system before, right? But that was like old school, and it didn't cover the end to end. So the process, the fact that Gift could go in and fix parts of it through our standalone solutions, or modular solutions is the right word, modular solutions to fix parts of it, and then eventually move the customer journey into the entire Gift ecosystem and do branding and customer campaigns for the bank, made the difference. So we didn't completely overhaul their system, right? We built on top of it.
Mhm.
So one of the other things that Gift has is they can connect with your legacy systems to make them better, right? So this was a classic example. So then there were several facets of the program, including like seamless integration with their system, right? Configuring simple to complex accrual rules,
Mhm.
right, across their products, and a very pretty vast white labeled marketplace on the front end for their customers to redeem everything, right? So I think these are examples where how we enhanced and brought them pretty much a very good increase in their redemptions, right?
Perfect. You also mentioned about 55 countries. So one of my questions is like, how do you manage to balance the scalability of the platforms and answer to the specific needs of local markets?
Yeah, so 55 countries. Gift is headquartered in Singapore. 2013, they started in Singapore, then um, expanded in the West. Now, the biggest office is in Dubai, but Africa is a very well tapped market. India has the development centers. Then the business offices are in the US, UK, many cities in Africa, Dubai, and in Asia, Philippines, everywhere, right? So, if you talk about like local nuances, right, um, then I think the most important aspect that I will say is the solutions that we have, the redemption options that we have, right, for a client. I mentioned, I touched a little bit on this before. So the client in Philippines and the client in Dubai, they would want completely different things,
Yes.
right? This is in terms of redemption. So that gets taken care of by the central merchandising team. But in terms of products, the ask is not that different. And how we managed to come to this stage is because we looked for the technological fit of the product first. We developed that. Then we went to product market fit. So when we did a product market fit, we did product market industry. And product market industry meant for us to figure out which industry works the best. Banks. Bank in Philippines and a bank in Dubai and a bank in India would have the same kind of nuances, right? What would differ is what you offer the bank clients in terms of merchandising, in terms of offerings on the marketplace, right? Which got addressed by our like multifaceted marketplace and a central team doing all that inventory, right? But the fact that there was so much research and analysis done on developing the product for that product market fit for banks helped us a lot in scaling all these different countries, because that's a proper use case that I can take to market wherever I go, right? Which is exactly what I'm doing here now, right? We are addressing, we're talking to a lot of banks and figuring out, and then this is also a enterprise level solution. It's a SaaS, but also an enterprise
Mm,
level solution, right? So every bank, what their requirement, the little change in the white labeling and all that, that can be easily done. So when we develop and deploy a product, it takes not more than 3 months to actually develop and deploy, right? So that's how I think, the global requirements and the local nuances, we have taken very good care of them.
perfect, perfect. I know you mentioned banks is the main industry where you're working with, but are you working with other industry like hospitality, F&B, maybe airlines, retails, or I don't know, close to finance, maybe insurance, payment?
Yes, so the loyalty solutions are industry agnostic, right? So we can customize loyalty for all industries. So key task for any loyalty program is the ability to customize your earnings based on the various customer touchpoints and provide relevant burn options that resonate across your customer segments. Now, these customer segments can be anything, right? And then innovate engagement to drive usage and engagement on the actual platform that you're developing. So, if you look at all of these, it's pretty much industry agnostic, right? When I say that we have found a success story with banks, yes, and that's the easiest for us to take to market. But building on that, we also have telco examples, right? We have retail in Middle East and in Africa, right? And also we have travel companies using our products in hospitality in Southeast Asia. So we are opening up new industries with these use cases, right? So yes, I did speak a lot about banks because that's where we found our product market fit so far. But
Completely.
yeah, it does go across industries.
And are you excited about any developments soon in the coming weeks or months? A new project, a new features, or I know you are also just joined the team in Hong Kong, so maybe you're excited about the new project you are bringing in Hong Kong.
Actually, when I was in the process of joining the company, when I was having the discussions with the management, this was one of my questions to them. Right, what is the next product feature? What makes us different? And I was very interested in looking at the new product features. No one has ever thought about bringing crypto and NFT into the rewards marketplace. Gift is at the forefront of doing that.
Okay,
They're already developing that, developing a Web3 plugin feature as well. Right? I know you get excited about Web3, right? I can see your eyes gleam up right now. Then the other features is cash and point redemptions, right? Like dividing between cash and point redemptions, right? Then international gift vouchers. Imagine one QR code solves your universal need of gift vouchers, right? That thing. Then charity and green initiatives. I've touched on that a bit. Then, in contrast with other platforms, Gift is now, of course, like takes security very seriously. So we have all the security certificates required to run in the regions, right? So these are a few of the things that I'm very much looking forward to take to market in this part of the world, because I do not see a solution here. I've studied many of the competitors, but I do not see an end-to-end capability and a forward-looking capability like what I see in Gift. Hence, I'm super excited with this.
perfect, perfect. Where people can learn more about the company? Do you have a website, a
Mhm.
blog? Do we have to follow them on social media?
Yes, yes, of course. The website is gift.com. LinkedIn has a good presence. We keep releasing some white papers on LinkedIn, and the company's website also has a blog section where they publish insights about loyalty and about the industry as a whole and what we can do for clients, right? Of course. So yes, all these touch points are open, right?
And if people want to reach out to you,
Oh, my LinkedIn is always open, right? It's Joy Ghosh, right? And I think I'll post this on my LinkedIn as well, this video, right? Yes, of course.
and any final thought or like message you would like to share with anyone listening this podcast?
I think the in today's world, brand loyalty is, some people say it's a myth, right? Because there is no brand loyalty. It's only, everybody looks for a better deal. So the moment there's 50 cents off somewhere else, they will go there. So we should look at loyalty as a currency, right? So, and all marketers need to look at this from day one of launching a new product, right? And this is the messaging I would like to throw out there, that if you think loyalty, it is not something that's separated from marketing, right? It is very much an integral part of your PR and marketing strategies going forward, right? So, and that's one of the easiest way to lower your customer churn and reduce your customer acquisition cost. Think of loyalty as a marketing tool to engage with your clients and customers for retention and everything else. So that's the messaging.
Perfect. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us and the experience that you have with Giift and all the solution on Giift today with us.
Thank you, Medhy.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.